Hey, good afternoon. I have a lot of friends here, so it's an honor and a privilege to be before you, and it's an even bigger honor to serve the 4th Congressional District in Washington. We are working extremely hard. I got a great team up there and here in Greenville and Spartanburg. Before I talk about opportunity zones, I want to talk about what's going on in D.C. You hear all of the bad, none of the good. There are a lot of people that are working very hard to try to help our country improve and the lives of our citizens improve, and that's not something that the media likes to cover because it doesn't facilitate clicks. So while there's a lot of chaos in Washington, 10% on either side are very loud and they get covered, but the 80% in the middle, Republicans and Democrats, are working hard to steer our country in the right direction. I'm on the Modernization of Congress Committee, which is really, it embodies everything about why I ran for office. I ran for office because as a prosecutor and as a small business owner, I was frustrated with government. Just the inefficiency and the way that I knew we could improve the lives of everyone by just some common sense to government is why I got involved. And so now I'm on the Modernization of Congress Committee, and I am able to work with my colleagues across the aisle to try to make sense of Washington, and it's just been a great experience. So now on to opportunity zones. I actually own property in an opportunity zone. Unity Park is in downtown Greenville, and the development I bought 8 years ago is lucky enough to be in an opportunity zone. The city's also going to spend tens of millions of dollars all around our property, so that's another great thing for me and my business partner. As a member of Congress, I've had to remove myself from any fiduciary capacity, so I'm hoping he doesn't screw it up, but we're in a good place. I have confidence in his ability to get it done. A lot of people in Washington and in government have different ideas about how to fix our big problems. And lifting people out of poverty, helping people achieve the American dream, increasing social mobility, these are all things that we need to strive for. Affordable housing is another thing that we need to strive for. And I think everybody agrees on that. So the next question becomes, how do you do it? Does the government grow? Does the government take control of everything? Or does the private sector meet the needs and have a nice push in the right direction from the government to achieve these objectives? So tax reform was fantastic for many reasons, one of which is opportunity zones was included in it. And incentivizing the private sector to help lift people out of poverty, to help solve the affordable housing challenges we face as a society is just the right way to go about it. I want to help achieve these objectives, but I have seen government fail at so many levels. I joke with my colleagues in Washington that they want the government to take control of these new programs of this or that. I say, you mean the same government that took 7 months to get my computers and cell phones turned on as a congressman? Like literally 7 months is how long it took for our email to work, for the computers to, we didn't have computers for 2 months. I've started a number of businesses. You go to the Apple store, you buy a phone and a computer and you turn them on and you're off to the races. Like this is not hard. And the fact that I'm a month, 2 months in, and I still don't have a computer that's functioning as a member of Congress, I mean, it's the epitome of everything wrong with government. So, last but not least, the federal government is trying to help solve these problems. The state government, the county, the city, they all want to provide social mobility, to lift people out of poverty, to provide affordable housing to people that are being pushed out of the neighborhoods they've lived in all of their lives because demographics, because population growth, because Greenville is growing so fast, and that's a great thing, but the adverse impact of that on those that can avoid at least is inappropriate, and we must do whatever we can to help mitigate that and to help enable them to continue living their life and pursuing the American dream. And so we need to focus on how we do that. And opportunity zones is a great path to increasing investment. We got a lot of affordable housing opportunities coming up with the city of Greenville, with the county. A lot of people don't know how to achieve it. The question is, does the developer take the whole burden? A lot of people in Columbia want the developer to have the burden. And you just mandate 20% of whatever new development is required to have affordable housing. And all that's going to do, the developer's still going to make money. It's going to be harder. He's going to increase the fees. He charges the other 80%, and that's not right. If this is a priority, which it should be, and it is, everyone should be part of the solution. And again, Opportunity Zone is a great example. So the question is, what's the next step for affordable housing? I'm just pushing conversations that involve market-based solutions, that involve incentives, carrots, and not sticks. We don't want to regulate our way to the objective. We want to incentivize the private sector to pursue the behavior that we want and do so in a responsible way and be the best stewards of our tax dollars as possible. So I'm working hard in D.C., and it's an honor to serve you. And if I could ever be of service, my cell phone number's everywhere. I'd love to meet with anybody that has any ideas on legislation or on policy. I'm always available. If you ever tell me that you couldn't get a hold of me, I'm going to call you out on it because everyone else calls me. You should too. Please reach out if I can ever be of service, and thank you for letting me speak to you today, and thank you for your interest in Opportunity Zones.